Okay, more arguments from the anti-gun side. So here's the thing. Other states, other than my own, want to limit how many rounds you can carry. It's not particularly an issue for me because my XDS doesn't hold even how many they'd love you to have. My 1911 doesn't carry that many unless I have the high capacity mag in, and then I'm still legal because that high capacity mag goes to 10. The only one that I own that goes higher than that I would carry is my XD. It's a 45, so my compact mag is 10 rounds. My high capacity mag, which just basically gives me a full grip, is only 13. Not a lot of extra rounds like you would have if I was carrying a 9, but they think if they limit how many a law abiding citizen will have, AR 15 even, handgun, that for some reason the people who are breaking the law already will also follow that law. But that's not the case. Because if that was the case, we should just outlaw drugs and people will stop doing them. And we could just make it illegal to murder somebody and people will stop doing it, right? See how ridiculous that makes that sound? What you're doing when you have that magazine cap is you're actually taking the ability to save your life back out of the hands of the law-abiding citizens because they're not trained. They should be training as much as they can, but when rounds are coming down range and you've got to return fire, you're only going to retain, I think they said, about 20% of what you actually train. So you're taking away extra chances of them saving themselves because they shoot 5 times. Maybe they miss a couple of times, but they eventually hit that target. Unfortunately, most criminals work in groups. So it takes another 5 to address the guy's other friend. And when you hear click or that slide goes back and you're out, that 1 or 2 that was left now own you because they have a Glock 19 that carries 26. They didn't follow the law. So had you been able to carry higher capacity, more ammo, and you made the choice to carry a 9mm, you could still be alive. Even someone like me that carries a 45 and has reduced ammo anyways, I still like the option on whether or not I want that or not. In Texas, I can actually put my AR-15, put in however high a capacity magazine I want, strap it on my shoulder, my back, carry it across my chest like you'll see in certain videos, certain pictures. There is a reason for that, so you can come up if you need. But I can put that on and I can just walk around. I can carry that. I could do that before I got my license to carry because in Texas you can carry a long gun without a license. So I can effectively defend myself with the best I have to choose from. So who is really anybody, whether they're a politician, a celebrity, who do you think you are to tell someone that they can't defend themselves? or their friends or their family, in whatever means they see fit. I can guarantee right now, if I'm pulling into my driveway and I see a guy come up behind me and point a gun and I'm looking in my rearview mirror, I'm going to stick the truck in reverse and I'm going to back over him. I may hit him 2 or 3 times with my truck until I know that he's no longer trying to kill me. I'm defending myself with what I have available. If what I feel is necessary to defend me is an AR-15, why are you going to take that? It doesn't affect you, because guess what? The people who are wanting to defend themselves are law-abiding citizens. I didn't say go out and murder. I said defend. That's the difference. Is a law-abiding citizen will follow the law, and it's going to cost them because they followed the law. You take the guns out, because that's the next argument. Well, if we just didn't have guns, there wouldn't be shootings. No, you're wrong, because the criminals are still going to have them. And here's the thing, even if there was a magic machine where we could just fly over the United States and take all the guns away, even from the criminals, if you want to kill somebody, you will. Biblically speaking, the very first murder was with a rock. Cain and Abel. If you want to kill somebody, you can find a way to do it. You can find all kinds of creative ways. Just about anything you pick up could be a weapon of opportunity. But the closer I get to my assailant, the less chance I have of walking away. Could I fight effectively with this? You bet. You can stick and move. Even in basic training in the Marine Corps, there's basic knife fighting training. It's very, very basic, but it's there. I could practice with it. I could get really good. But if I have a choice between this and my Springfield, guess which one I'm not going with? You guessed it. I'm not going with the blade if I have a Springfield. Because the closer I get, the more chance I have of getting harmed. If I'm threat assessing and I can see that threat when they're 10 feet away, they're not getting any closer than 10 feet. If I see them when they're 20 feet away, I'm giving them commands to back up. And if they don't, the firearm comes out. And if they are still advancing, that's when you fire. Because they've made the choice. You gave them the verbal command. Back up. I will defend myself. Back up. Stop. If you don't stop, I will stop you. Back up. I will stop you. They're continuing to advance. No, they mean to do you harm. At that point, you fire. But I have to wait until I can use this. My arm only goes out so far. I can't keep them back. So it doesn't matter how many rounds a law-abiding citizen can carry. It doesn't matter how many firearms a law-abiding citizen can have. This room was lined Punisher style with firearms, or like a gun store, and just had them stacked in as tight as I could get them. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm not harming anyone with them. They're for fun. They're for collecting. They're for hunting. They're for defense. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Someone who's not law-abiding, someone who is a criminal, one gun is too many for them to have. A single shot gun is too many for them to have because they are a criminal. So the issue isn't what type of firearm do you have, how many rounds you can carry, how many you can have. It's a personality thing. And if you have that criminalistic, evil personality, you have no business owning a firearm. And chances are you've already screwed up to where you can't legally own a firearm anyways. And eventually when they catch you doing whatever it is that you do, that right you have from the Second Amendment is no longer available. And unfortunately, yes, there are people who haven't been caught that shouldn't have firearms. We have a system of laws. We have the Bill of Rights. We have our Second Amendment right. So until they screw up to have that right removed, they legally have the firearm. Can there be people who haven't been caught yet? You bet. Can there be people who haven't been convicted yet? They've been caught, but they haven't been convicted. Yeah, but we live in a system of laws. And when we stop abiding by those laws, now we don't have the type of government that has been established for us, that we love, that we will defend. And that's really where the issue is do you want to be an American with laws that we cling to? I have the right to my freedoms of speech and religion and of trial by my peers, and I have the right to own the firearm because that's our laws. If you don't like the laws, you're more than welcome to move out. You know, England does not allow firearms. Their military has firearms, but their hunters hunt with air rifles. You know, and I'll say this again. I don't know how many times I've had it on video, but the 3 countries I can think of that either limited or removed all firearms, England, Australia, and China, saw a rapid increase in violent crime because the law-abiding citizens were defenseless. The most well-armed country in the world is not the United States, it's Switzerland. By the time you get to a certain age, they hand you a military weapon. A military weapon, not just one that looks like it. It's a military weapon because you're their Minutemen. They're the guys that are going to do something if someone comes to invade. And they don't take it back until you're an elderly person. So, the most well-armed country in the world doesn't have enough violent crime, doesn't have enough gun crime to even get statistics from. Wow. They don't have enough crime to get statistics from because they're so well armed. Criminals know if I do something violent here, chances are 30 people are going to shoot me. That's a big deterrent. So, I appreciate y'all tuning in. When you are arguing with these anti-gun people, be respectful. You being abrasive doesn't help our argument any. You being overly defensive doesn't help our argument. Be rational, be logical, use the laws to our advantage, use statistics and situations that you can find factual to win our argument. We don't need you to win our argument that way or flapping your gums negatively. Like, subscribe, leave comments, and we'll talk to you again next time.